On Talking with Dr. Donna, we focus on 4 pillars of health to help build a generational health network to end the cycle of premature death in the Black community. I created Talking with Dr. Donna as a way to educate as many people as possible and give accurate information from a trusted physician. Go to Talking with Dr. Donna and get accurate information. And then share that information with your family and friends. And if you like what you see, like my channel and subscribe. Remember, every Thursday, keep your appointment with Dr. Donna. Thank you so much for joining another episode of Talking with Dr. Donna. I'm your host, Dr. Donna White-Carey, and you have an appointment with the doctor every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Our mission on Talking with Dr. Donna is to end the cycle of premature death in the African American community and across the diaspora. And we do this by focusing on 4 pillars of health. We focus on our emotional and mental health. We focus on our spiritual health. We focus on our physical health, of course, and we focus on environmental health. Because I truly believe if we focus on those 4 pillars of health, we can end the cycle of premature death. So come in, join us, and be a part of the Generational Health Network. Tonight, we're doing something very different. We do a segment called Let Your Light Shine. And I am so excited that tonight we are shining the light on Relonda McGhee, also a ovarian cancer survivor. So we're going to put the spotlight on ovarian cancer, and we're going to highlight Relonda's amazing story of how she went through the battle and how she's letting her light shine after her cancer battle. So let me tell you a little bit about Relonda McGhee. Relonda was diagnosed in 2013, about 2 days before her 50th birthday and 4 days before a milestone celebration that she had planned with over 200 people coming in attendance. And we'll let Relonda talk about what that was like. During this journey of her ovarian cancer battle, she placed her faith in God and geared herself with Wonder Woman apparel. She was the Wonder Woman, and formed a support team called Team Re, and she faced ovarian cancer head on. She had 6 chemotherapy treatments and 1 successful surgery, and now we can happily say that she beat ovarian cancer's butt. As a survivor, she is in the class of 2016, the Voice of Hope for the American Cancer Society. So we're going to talk to her because that's how she lets her light shine after ovarian cancer. She is a behavioral specialist and social worker for McClymonds High School in Oakland Unified School District. She's a proud alumni of McClymonds High School, and she has been working at McClymonds for the past 30 years. So, Talking with Dr. Donna, let's welcome in Relonda McGhee. Hey, Relonda.
Hey, Dr. Donna.
Thank you so much for joining us on this segment, and thank you for letting your light shine. So, let's talk a little bit about ovarian cancer and your struggle or your journey through cancer. So, walk us through that moment that you were diagnosed.
Yes. So I was so I have to go back to July of 2013. We were doing the 90-day challenge at Truvine. And I was actually on vacation when Pastor Zach rolled it out. I was on a cruise. And so when I got back, Maxine had let me know we're doing a 90-day challenge. You have to get rid of something. So for me, I was like, what do I need to get rid of? You know, you always think I don't have to get rid of anything. But then I was like, I need to get rid of my mouth. I mean, because I have a snapback so quick. When people say things to me, whether it's positive or negative. And I was like, I just need to humble myself. So I started working on that in July. Then by September, I was having these awful pains. They were like pains sharp beyond cramps. It was like I could barely move. It was waking me up in my sleep. And I actually went to my primary doctor, and she misdiagnosed me with diverticulitis. And I was given antibiotics. And the first dose of antibiotics I took, they made me so sick that I was like, I'm not taking these. And I called my OBGYN doctor. So I called her and I was complaining about my primary care doctor, like, this is what's going on. And this is what she said. She didn't do no tests. She didn't do anything. She just gave me a diagnosis. And so she ordered an ultrasound. And once she ordered the ultrasound, the day I went for the ultrasound, it was just, I knew something was wrong that day because the technician, when she did the ultrasound, her eyes, it was something in her eyes. I look at people, their body language, and I just knew it was something. And Brian was out of town, and I called him and I was like, I'm laying on this ultrasound table, and she had went out to get a radiologist, or I don't know, the technicians that work in those labs. But I called him. I said, this person is looking, there's something serious. And when she came back, maybe 15 or 20 minutes later, she couldn't give me no answers because she wasn't the doctor that ordered it. So once I met with Dr. Gentry, she let me know that my ovaries were enlarged, and we set a surgery date of October 16th, 2013. So on October 15th, she called me that evening, like around 8 in the evening, and she was like, there's a fluid in the ovaries. We don't know what it is. And I'd rather not do surgery. I'd rather do a biopsy so we could see what it is. And I was like, I have strong faith. I'm in this 90-day challenge, and I know God is not going to give me anything I can't bear. Those were my exact words to Dr. Gentry. And so she said, okay, but I'm going to let you know that if I deem it unsafe when I go in, because I don't know what that fluid is, if it leaks into you, and it's something serious, I don't want to take that chance. So I'm going to stop the surgery. So I was all geared up, showed up at 5 in the morning to go have my surgery done. I had told her and B. McGhee, I was like, look, if it's successful, give me thumbs up. If it's not, you could do a thumbs down, but I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, I need to stay in prayer. I don't want to know what it is. And so on the day of surgery, I woke up in recovery, and both of them were there looking at me, and they both just shook their head no. And I just went into prayer. I went into prayer. And so I was scheduled to see an oncologist on November 5th, 2013. And I still my faith was so strong. I was like, I don't have cancer. Ovarian cancer doesn't run in my family. I'm not worried about that. My God is bigger than all this. And so on November 5th, when Brian and I met with the oncologist, I found out that I indeed had ovarian cancer. And from the moment that I heard that, I kind of just got silent, and I just started talking to God. I didn't hear anything else that was being stated. Brian was asking, listening. He was my ears, and I just didn't say anything. And I just went into prayer until he asked, did we have any questions? And he kind of snapped me out of it like, Relonda, I need to know if you have questions. And I just shook my head no. But then B. McGhee said he had questions. And I'm looking like, what is his question about to be? And I'm looking at him weird, like, what's your question? Like, what is your question? And so he asked a simple question. his question was, will she lose her hair? And
Wow.
when he asked that, I just broke down crying. Like,
Oh no.
that I would lose my hair. He told me it would, by about the 20th day after my first treatment, I would lose my hair, and I just was inconsolable. I was crying, telling God, why is this happening to me?
Mm,
Um, nobody in my family's ever had ovarian cancer. And yeah, that's how I
okay.
was diagnosed.
Yeah, I want to stop and highlight a couple of things that you said, because a couple of things
Mhm.
that you talked about in your story are things that I say all the time to folks. Number one, I just want to just give some information about ovarian cancer, because you said something that's really important, which was that you did not have a family history of ovarian cancer.
Yes.
And most cancers for women are not actually familial, which means that there's a genetic change in the body that makes it more likely for you to get
Mhm.
cancer because someone else in your family has cancer. But ovarian cancer, like breast cancer, like, endometrial cancer, a lot of the cancers that we have as women, there is no family history of the cancer, which is why it's so important to, number one, know your body. So you knew your body, you knew something was wrong, and you knew that when you went to the doctor, that was not your primary doctor, that was not quite getting it for you. You knew that wasn't answering your question. So you advocated, right, for yourself.
Yes.
You went and sought a second opinion. So I talk about this all the time, that if you know your body, you know something's not right, to don't just take someone else's opinion, but go look for a second opinion if you don't feel satisfied. Uh,
Yeah.
Ovarian cancer is the fifth leading cancer for women. And so it is out there. I think that the estimate is like 1 out of every 27 women will
Mhm.
get ovarian cancer. That's a pretty high number. That's why it's so important that we get screenings, that you see that you have a doctor, um, either your primary doctor or OBGYN, and that you get the screenings that you need. The third thing that you said that is so important, that I always talk about, is never going to the doctor alone. And you
Mhm.
said it. You heard the diagnosis and then you didn't hear anything else. And that's why it's so important to have an
Mhm.
advocate who's going to pay attention, and not someone who's going to break down with you, right? You can't have
Yeah.
someone who's going to be just as upset about it as you are, but someone who, of course, is going to be upset because they're close to you, but can
Mhm.
still maintain the composure that's needed to answer the questions. So, knowing your body, seeking that second opinion, understanding that you need to have your health screening,
Mhm.
bringing an advocate with you to answer your questions. So that's really amazing. Um, so let's talk about maybe just a little bit about what it was like for you going through the treatments. I don't want to spend a lot of time because I know that can
Mhm.
be painful to go through that process
Yeah.
again, but just a little bit about what it was like for you and what got you um, through your chemotherapy treatments.
So, yes, I had 6 chemotherapy treatments and I had 1 surgery. I had 3 therapy treatments prior to my surgery, and then I had a month off. And then they did my surgery on March 31st in 2014. And then I had 3 treatments after. And treatment for me, I was a fairly healthy person. So when I went through treatment, I was still able to walk. I went and walked at least 2 miles. We did it like every day except for treatment day and the day after treatment. And I
Mm,
kept up my workout routine. I couldn't do some things like lifting the weights and all that.
mhm.
But I did maintain my walking, and I ate, like, I eliminated all the junk food, all the sugars. I couldn't eat certain things. Um, and yeah, I just changed my lifestyle because I wanted to live. And I changed my lifestyle and my faith in God. I did a lot of talking to God. I did more talking to God than I did to my own husband or to
Mm,
any of my support group.
mm,
Even you, Dr. Donna, I know you used to say, Relonda, you could call me, but I really spoke to God a lot and I was in perfect peace. That
mm.
it was a perfect peace that I'm still trying to reach again. But during that time, not knowing what the outcome would be, I just trusted God.
That's great. And I think, in terms of our generational health here on Talking with Dr. Donna, we talk about the spiritual aspect of health and how important it is to have a spiritual basis. And that spirituality doesn't have to mean religion, but it
Yeah.
does mean really being able to rely on something that's bigger than you. And studies show when you have spirituality, that it helps you in your health, especially when you're going through something like cancer. So
Yeah.
now you're on
I,
the other side of it. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say that. And that's where the 90-day challenge came in. God needed to remove that one part of me so that
Mm,
I could be strong and keep my focus, tunnel vision on Him to make it through. So,
yes, I
yes.
love it. All right. So now we're going to talk about like letting your light shine, right? That is our segment. And you let your light shine by being a voice of hope. So tell us a little bit about what does it mean to be a voice of hope? What do you do? And how do you really let your light shine by being a voice of hope?
Yes, I love being a voice of hope for the American Cancer Society. So, Voice of Hope, which is formerly a Hero of Hope, we go to Relay for Life events or other cancer events and we tell our story. We share our story to inspire others. And this year, within the past 2 months, I've spoken at 2 Relay for Life events. I just spoke at one a week ago. Um, and that's something that I enjoy doing. There's not a lot of African American voice of hopes, especially here in the Bay Area. And most Relay for Lives I attend, people do not look like me. But I still get up there and I share my story and meet a lot of amazing caregivers, survivors, and people who are battling cancer.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Rolanda, so much for being on this segment of Let Your Light Shine. Thank you for shining the light on ovarian cancer as you do what's called Teal Tuesdays. And I don't think you can tell, but I have on a teal shirt in honor of Teal Tuesday for ovarian cancer. That's the ribbon color for ovarian cancer. And so you continue to bring awareness through just your advocacy and your continuing to be a voice of hope. What's one message that you want to leave with everyone? If there's anything that you want to say to folks out there about whether they're a woman or a man who are watching this show about just going through a tough
Mhm.
situation, what message do you want to give folks?
I would tell folks to just trust in God and really grow closer to God and pray for your doctors, pray for your team who's working with you, and just really, really keep your faith. I always say, all faith, no fear. That was my motto during my battle, all faith, no fear. I had no fear, and that's where the Wonder Woman spirit came in.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, thank you again, Relonda McGhee, ovarian cancer survivor, for being a part of Talking with Dr. Donna. You're now a part of Generational Health Network and letting your light shine. So, my last question, Relonda McGhee, how do you let your light shine?
I let my light shine by being a woman of God, being a voice of hope, and sharing my teal testimony.
Awesome. Thank you so much again for being on Talking with Dr. Donna. We're going to finish up a little bit of some of the other parts of our show. And thank you again for joining us. And God bless you. I love you.
Thank you, Dr. Donna. Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, folks. So that's how Relonda McGhee lets her light shine, an ovarian cancer survivor. What a story. What a testimony. What a walk. that spiritual pillar is so important. And I hope, again, you listen to her story and you take it to heart, understanding that it's important to have something to hold on to when you're going through a journey, that type of a journey. I just want to quickly go over some of the symptoms of different types of gynecologic cancers. Now, ovarian cancers, our ovaries are hidden deep inside of our abdominal area, and it's oftentimes it's not seen. It's not one of those organs that we have a screening test for, like we do for cervical cancer. And so it's really important that you know your body and when something just might be going wrong. So bloating, constipation, and really frequent and urgent need to go to the restroom can be signs of ovarian cancers. The bad part and the bad thing about ovarian cancer is that it is so nonspecific that it is difficult to diagnose. But once again, I hope you take heart to what Relonda did. She knew something wasn't right. She went to one doctor that didn't answer her question. So she went to it and sought out a second opinion. And that's when that doctor found the diagnosis. So just want to encourage you to really understand your body. Make sure you have a doctor on your dream team. I tell you all the time, you got to have a dream team of physicians. And so I hope that this also emphasizes the importance of having somebody, a dream team, a doc on your team, your dream team. All right. So thank you so much again for watching this segment of Let Your Light Shine on Talking with Dr. Donna. Again, you have an appointment with the doctor every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. If you have not already done so, I'd really appreciate it if you go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, and then hit that bell icon right next to it so that you are notified every single time we go live. Thank you again, and until we see each other next week, let your light shine.
On Talking with Dr. Donna, we focus on 4 pillars of health to help build a generational health network to end the cycle of premature death in the Black community. I created Talking with Dr. Donna as a way to educate as many people as possible and give accurate information from a trusted physician. Go to Talking with Dr. Donna and get accurate information. And then share that information with your family and friends. And if you like what you see, like my channel and subscribe. Remember, every Thursday, keep